advice from a professional quitter, advice from someone who leaves as soon as I don't want to be there anymore. I have moved, I think I've mentioned it before, 15 to 16 times in my life. I've changed jobs over and over again. I've been called unstable, non-committal, and all of the words in the book. But you know what's funny is that I'm actually the most committed person that I know within the people that I know. And what I am committed to is myself. I'm someone who always puts myself first, and if something bothers me in any environment or experience that I'm in, I'm ready to go. And it's funny because the people who judge the trait that I have, which is, leaving as soon as I don't feel comfortable, are usually the people that would perpetuate the behaviors that would lead to me leaving. And the people who admire, this is why you have to be so comfortable with polarity in your life. You have to be so comfortable with being seen for your good, for your bad, and just being seen in general. Because the people that admire what I actually do, which is being a professional quitter, are those who will come to me and ask me for advice on how to set boundaries or how to put themselves first. They'll be the ones that'll reach out and be like, hey, like my boss is treating me this way. What would you say? And I would tell them, I would express that this is not something that I like. I would express that this is something that doesn't work for me. And I would set the tone for what I want moving forward. And I would always know in my back pocket that no matter what, if this isn't going to work out for me, I'm ready to walk. For that reason, usually either employers or, situations, relationships, or colleagues will treat me in a way that really puts me at a high regard in their eyes, because they know, I've been told after just a few weeks of working somewhere that 2 colleagues were talking about me, and not in a bad way, but they were just saying, Tiana, and one of them reported to me and they were like, Tiana's the type of girl that like one day you might just come to work and she's quit and she's gone. And I was like, how do you know? What am I giving off that makes you think that that's the case? Because you're right. And that friend was like, honestly, we were just chatting and we were just like, well, because you don't put up with anything. Like, that's bull. I try not to swear I swear a lot, but I try not to sometimes on the channel. I don't know why. But you if you're not down for something or you think something's not right, you're gonna say it and you're gonna act in accordance to your values and beliefs in that regard. And it is something that might make me seem very strong-willed, very stubborn and steadfast, and they aren't necessarily traits that everybody wants to deal with, and that's okay. But they're traits that make me me, and they're traits that have brought me really far in my life. They're traits that have made me really secure with the self-confidence and the trust that no matter where I am, I've got my back. No matter where I go, I can leave. I never have to put up with less than I deserve or less than I'm worthy of. I know what my worth is, and I know what I want in return, which is usually just respect, recognition, admiration for what I put forth and what I present myself to be and how I work and my work ethic. And, I have enough proof in my back pocket that where I am appreciated is where I thrive, and I am appreciated in most spaces. Therefore, I will gravitate towards those, and I will not stay in those that don't make me feel that way. So my advice as a professional quitter, who I will not even put out a number for the amount of places I've quit, but I will explain what led me to those tipping points. And so when I know deep down I need to be somewhere else, this is not for me, first thing is actually before even getting to that place or before even being in a situation or a job or a workspace that I'm starting, I already know in the back of my mind, what is my bigger goal in life? Most of the time, the jobs that I'm applying for or the things that I'm going for at that time being are because, you're looking for a senior level position in something, or you want to do this and you know that you're starting off in entry level positions and things like that. So they're usually jobs that I know that they aren't something that I want forever. So I'm not going into that room or that space or even that interview in a way that makes it seem like I really need it. I'm not presenting myself in a way that puts me in a position of I need this or else, I really, really want this. I'm usually presenting myself in a way that's like, take it or leave it. If you want me to come work for you, you want me to come work for you. If you don't, you don't. That leads to a lot of opportunities, a lot of knocking on my door, a lot of asking me to come to them. Even if I'm in a position where I actually do need something, I will not present myself in that way. I will present myself as, you want me, you need me. And because I know that deep down, that's how psychology works. When you're detached from something, that's when things come your way, or when you have multiple options. What I'll do is really just repeat to myself, I have lots of options. I always have a fallback, which is just myself. I can always rely on myself, trust myself. I have the confidence to know that I can pivot from this to this to this to this to this. I can move, I can change workplaces, I can find new friends. I won't stay in relationships and friendships that are past their due date, because I know that I can go cultivate amazing ones elsewhere. And I've done it time and time again before. So first of all, before even presenting myself into the situation or applying to the job, I'll have the audacity to apply to things that I don't even think I'm qualified for at all. And I'll just go for it. And then I've had people be like, hey, actually this position, no, but we have this other position for you that would be interesting. I'm like, oh my gosh, great. So first of all, I'm positioning myself in a way mentally that I know that I don't, even if I need the job, I know that I don't need it. I know that I am going to be fine without it. So I'm going to go into that interview. I know what I got. If you want it, you want it, come get it. Okay. Second, once I'm in the situation, and let's say I have, committed to a job or to a program or a work group or, anything, I know I always have an out. I know that I don't owe anything to anyone. I don't owe my time, my space, anything. Obviously, if you have a contract, contractually, you've signed till this date, sure, okay, you're gonna move forward for it. But even that, I've given up contracts midway, been like, this is not working for me, I'm out. Like, you cannot hold me hostage here. Like, I'm sorry. Always treat people with respect. Always treat people, in a way that is professional and adequate. In that way, you always have a good reference, but that you're always advocating for yourself. And I've had employers tell me, like, I admire how much you stand up for yourself and how much you don't let us not give you what you deserve. And I've had moments with employees where I've had to say, like, look, this is not going to work for me. I'm going to have to step out, and, good luck with everything. Thank you so much. And, so second is really when I'm in those positions and I'm in the job and I'm realizing this is not for me, this doesn't work for me, or I notice that my emotional state is more heightened when I'm in the workplace, or I feel uncomfortable, or I feel like I'm overworking myself, or I'm not getting what I deserve, I flag it. Like, I flag it for myself. I don't sit around and complain for too long. Oh, I do love to vent, but I won't dwell in it forever and ever. I'll literally just be like, okay, I'm not feeling good here. Like, this is miserable. This isn't what I like. I don't want to feel this way. So what can I do about it? And I'll mentally know already, okay, I'm going to have to pivot. I'm going to have to either pivot within the workplace, which is going to my employer and telling them what I need, or standing up for myself, asking for more, time to, let's say, prep versus the actual work. I need a higher raise. I've been at places for literally only a month or two and asked for raises within the month or two, like, of starting. Like, I don't care about you should be somewhere for a year before. I've heard in interviews, people tell me straight up, like, after a year, we're going to do a $1 raise. What? What? I'm 28. You're telling me I have to turn 29 and still be with you for you to give me $1 more? That's a whole year of my life. Like, that's a whole year of my beautiful youth. So I really value my time. I really value being young and youthful for as long as I can, and therefore that means cutting things as quickly as I can, because I know that this time will eventually unravel and I will be older, if you will. Like, life advances is what I'm trying to say. So if I see a time frame that's like really long to commit to, and the actual advance would make no sense given the time that I'd put in, I'm already pretty turned off. Like, I'll also state I need this if I'm going to do this. Oh, you don't pay for this part of the job? You want me to work after hours? That's not okay for me. I'll state it. I'll tell them. Usually they're either understanding and like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, let's adapt it for you. Okay, yeah, I'll give you this instead. Or they're like, yeah, we don't do that here. You know, we abuse all of our stuff. That's pretty much what they're saying when they're telling you that they're going to overwork you in advance without compensating you. That's when you know this is already not good. So I'm really aware of all of the things that I know that I'm going to be performing or doing as duties in jobs, with colleagues, with anyone. Like, I've worked for friends, I've worked for family, I've worked for companies, I've worked for boards, I've worked for schools. Like, I've worked for, you know, I know what the world feels like as someone who is, you know, always willing to put myself in new experiences and use my skills and talent for different things. So that's my second point, is really like, there's the one, number one is like before, how I already feel, how I position myself, my mindset. Two is once I'm in it, when I know that this is not giving me what I need, I'm ready to go. I know that I can find a backup plan. I always know there's something to fall back on. You know, I'm really self-reliant in that way. I was 19. I took a backpack at 19. I flew all the way to Australia. I didn't have a job. I didn't even have housing. That was a little wild. But it worked out. Like, I literally got there, found housing with a friend actually, but only stayed with him for like a week. And then I went to another area in the country, and I went to a hotel, and then I met friends, and then we were all going. It was so fun. And then I nannied, and I lived with the family, and this was all at 19. Like, I didn't have a source of income that was like pre-established. I'm not saying, like, would I tell a 19-year-old to do that right now? Actually, yeah. Like, I would say go for it, because I know that if you're resilient enough and you're willful, you'll figure it out. Like, you know, when you know, oh, okay, like, what's the next? Obviously, go with savings. Like, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't have a plan. But I think that really, either that's already a character trait that I had developed, or that I had within me. But it really put things into perspective for me, that whenever you get to where you want to be and you're there, once you're there, you still have all of the free will to make new decisions, so you can start over again and again. So third, as a professional quitter and a professional starter, because I start a lot of things too, I would say once you've passed that point of this doesn't feel right for me anymore, start creating and imagining, or even before that point, what is the other side of this? What is the thing that you will enjoy and that you want to be in that isn't this? What's the contrasting experience? Like, if you're in a workplace and you're like, I feel really bored, or I feel really emotionally drained, or I feel like I'm managing a lot of problems that, you know, I don't want to be doing this every day for XYZ amount of time. What do you want? Like, what is in your mind that you're like, I would feel really good and at ease in this or this? And let yourself have that. And let yourself know that you don't need to dream of laborful things. You don't need to, I don't know if laborful is a word. You don't need to struggle all of the time. You don't need to be doing things that really feel hard and difficult. Our society has this notion that the more you struggle, the bigger the reward. And that's just not true. Like, I've lived struggle and I've lived ease, and I'm telling you, ease is just really it, you know? I don't want to have to struggle through everything to get to the ease. I like to be in the ease and move from that space. So what is something that you're like, this would feel good for me, my nervous system, my bank account, my adventurous side, my friendly side? Like, what is that? What does that look like to you? And move in little increments towards that, being like, okay, well, could it just be this and this at the same time? And can I fulfill this need and this need? And dare to bet on yourself, even just internally. Dare to bet that you can have something that looks really different and that can fulfill you. Even if sometimes you're gonna look at this opportunity versus this one, the new one versus the last one, you're gonna be like, well, I'm giving up all of this now that I jump over here. And it's like, yeah, but look at everything you're gaining, right? And look at what you're losing. You're also gonna lose all of the things that you don't like about it, which is a good thing. You want that loss, you know, you want to grieve that. You want to let that go. You want to let yourself live something that feels a little bit more aligned, even if it's just a little bit more aligned, even if it's just step by step by step. Like, for example, me lately, I've been making these videos a lot because it feels aligned to me. It feels natural to me to engage in this way with my audience and with the people, with you guys that are watching, and to hear your comments and to talk about things like this. So for me, that's the incremental steps and the journey of being in content, right? In creation, and not necessarily seeing it as this big thing where I'm like, I have to identify as a full-time content creator and I have to drop everything else. No, I can engage in this and still hold this at the same time. I can do this and this and this, and I can be all of the things, honoring myself in the best way I can, because the struggle and the suffering, that part is not it. Like, that part is just not, like, we're not about that. Like, we're not about that. I'm not saying hard work isn't important. Obviously, I've worked really freaking hard in my life for many different things, and that's looked differently for everyone. Some people's hard work is them, you know, making ends meet with 3 kids. Some people's hard work is going to school their whole entire life. Like for me, and just being like feeling really lost after school, because you're like, that's where I derived value and validation, was through performing and deadlines and all this. And some people, that's what's hard to them, and feeling isolated in different ways when your environments have changed, but also persevering and knowing that you're going to create and experience the end reality that you really want, in giving yourself that end reality now, and being like, it's not later. I don't need to run towards it. I can just have it, and my life can look different within the matter of days and hours. So that's what positions me as a professional quitter, because I quit what I don't like. I am worthy and knowing that I can move towards what I do like and I do want pretty effortlessly. But that's just a belief that I created for myself, and it's something that you can create for yourself too, and repeat to yourself and know for yourself that you're gonna be okay if you let go and quit. So this is me telling you to quit that thing. No, I'm kidding. Don't be reckless. But you know, if you hear the voice in your head that's saying, I'm reckless, I'm unstable, I'm non-committal, it's like, yeah, but you know what? I'm committing to something else. I'm committing to me. I'm committing to what I actually want, you know, and people's opinions, they're just noise, because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die one day. And I hope that the life that you have right now, you are living it the way that you want to live it. Anyways, follow me on Only My Own Validation on Instagram, and Tiana Megan as well on socials. I'm on TikTok, and I will see you so soon, because I'm here like every single day or every other day. But I'm here. I'm present. I'm showing up. Mwah. Bye.